Hey guys, it's Lucius here, and we are back with another drone update from Great Adventure. As usual, these drone footage shots come from outside park property. We never fly over Great Adventure's private park property, but we are here to check out Kingda Ka while it is still standing, because as we all know, we are near the end of Kingda Ka's reign over Great Adventure. This upcoming week, it is scheduled to be imploded, the tower it is. But before we go flying too much, here's a view from 537. The airtime hill is completely gone from the looks of it. Absolutely insane. And we're here to check on how close they are to getting the rest of the ride down. And it looks like most of it is gone. We're going to keep moving and, of course, taking a look at everything else, because there is a lot to be watching for this off-season at Great Adventure. So we're coming in over here by Nitro, and first and foremost, going to take a look in the backstage area. And I'm not seeing anything too significant. This is typically where they just have all their off-season maintenance things going on. I see some Roaring Rapids boats, maybe logs for log flume, but otherwise really not too much. We're going to be getting to see a lot of Lantern as well, which is nearly completely gone. And right now we can actually get a pretty good look at Kingda Ka, and you can see that the airtime hill is almost completely gone. I was almost right from outside. It looks like they just have that one little bit left next to the station, but most of the supports are coming down quite quickly. You can see that there's barely anything left of that. That is insane. And the launch track is also gone from the looks of it. You can see from right here, it looks like it just stops right at the beginning of the top hat in terms of track, which is just nuts. Did not think that we would be seeing this if you asked me a year ago today, and seeing it now, wow, it is a tough pill to swallow. But we're going to continue panning around, taking a look at Ka, because I know that's what you all want to see. Then we're going to take a look at the other projects going on around the park, because there has been some other demos starting at other attractions. Here's another great look at Ka's airtime hill. You can actually see a lot of the track sitting there underneath the support structure for the airtime hill. Keep in mind, I'm looking at this only in 2x zoom as it is being recorded, so I'm not going to see everything until I go into post. So you'll see some little edits here and there in post, but you can definitely see there's some track there. I'm really hoping that they wind up saving some of this track in order to be sold off as little pieces. This is what we've seen Cedar Point do, Kings Island, and I think it'd be really, really nice to see it done for Ka. I mean, it is such a historical coaster, tallest coaster in the world for its entire existence. And I think it would be paying great homage to it if they did that. But you can see down there for sure, definitely pieces of track. Now let's pan over to Green Lantern, which is nearly gone. So you can see that all that is left is that little bit of the lift hill. They haven't done too much with it. It seems like their focus point has definitely been Kingda Ka, because the implosion is looming so close. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Kingda Ka's demo is finished before Green Lantern, because they really don't have much with Green Lantern. But getting that lift hill structure down is definitely a bit of a chore, because they're right next to the parking lot. And if I had to guess, they probably do not want to damage any of the parking lot or the asphalt down there. So they're probably going to pull it down very carefully, unlike what they did with the rest of the ride, where they pretty much just ripped it to shreds. So there's Green Lantern there, just about gone, unfortunately. And as I keep panning over, you see an even better view of Ka right there, with the airtime hill, again, almost completely gone. It looks really weird just to see the support structure of where it once stood. Oh man, that's a tough look right there. But let's take a look at Flash, which is what we do have to look forward to in 2025. And Cyborg, by extension, looks like it's gone. All that is left is that little electrical building that was behind the attraction and the sign, but everything else from Cyborg appears to be completely gone. You can still see a few excavators and other machines in the plot for Cyborg. Obviously, it looks like they're keeping the queue, so my assumption probably was correct in that they're going to keep the queue and use it as Flash is extended, because Flash only has the one queue building, and they're probably going to need it for Flash, since it will be the big new attraction. And right underneath Flash's turnaround right there, you can see an excavator right under Daredevil Dive, so you can obviously tell that the towers are still standing for Daredevil Dive. However, looks like they're probably starting on some of the lower kind of demolition with maybe like the landscaping, stuff like that. So that excavator is more than likely there to get all of that done. So as for when we're going to see this down, truly, I don't know. They don't have that much time until the start of the new season. So if they're going to be able to get this thing down before that, they are going to have to move quick, because I imagine taking a structure down like that probably isn't too easy, as we've been able to see with a lot of the other demo around the park. But let's take a pan around to the Skyway station, which I can see from here, not even having to be that close. It is almost completely gone. It does look like the cables are still there. I can't tell for sure because this is not a very close shot, but it looks like the building around the Skyway station is basically completely gone. That's crazy. That building has been there for so long. Skyway's been there since the park opened, and yeah, looks like the building's completely leveled. They did leave every bit of the Skyway itself, though. They have the transfer and the turnaround sections all still there from the Skyway itself, but it looks like the building around it has been completely removed, which is just crazy. And I don't think we're going to see anything happen over at the fort, which is where the other Skyway station was. Truly, it just doesn't make sense for me that they would go in and wreck that, because if they were to tear down the fort, they are never ever going to build something on that scale again, just because of the fact that it was built in such a time period where materials cost much different than they do now, and it was much more affordable to build it back then. So hopefully they'll just kind of leave it alone, maybe convert it to a restaurant long term, or maybe we'll see future development done in that building. But taking a look around, other than the demolition, of course, there's always plenty of off-season maintenance being done throughout the park. It is a Saturday today, so we're not really going to see anyone roaming around the park. I do know team members probably start training very soon, which is very exciting. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that. I'm sure we're going to see rides running. And Toro, since the last time we had a drone update, we did learn some new information about it. So it is getting some retracking this off-season, but not as much as it will be getting next off-season, where they're going to start working with Intamin and having them replace essentially a third of the ride every year, which is really, really exciting. So this year it's just 20 track segments that are going to be replaced. Not sure where exactly, but they kind of do this every year with wooden coasters. You have to replace track segments every year. So Toro should be open on opening day along with Flash. Hopefully we'll see Flash's construction continue to move along. I mean, we are a little over a month, probably a month and a half away from opening day, maybe a little longer than that. So they do still have time to get Flash finished up, but you can definitely tell that like the station's buttoned up. Looks like there is a roof on the station, unless that's just snow. I really can't tell. The transfer roof is also in. And it looks like the Q building is basically done now. So all they have to do is the entrance and the plaza. However, they're going to wind up setting it up now that Cyborg is gone. They have a lot more room to work with. But before we end out the video, I do just want to take one final close look at Ka, because this is going to be our final drone views of Ka while it is still standing, because it will be gone very, very soon. And this park will look completely different without Kingda Ka. I still cannot prepare for just how insane the views are going to be without Kingda Ka. I mean, this ride has existed ever since I was born. There was never a time this ride didn't exist. And to know that it's going to come crumbling down in just a matter of days is truly insane to me. I am hopeful, as I'm sure you all are too, that the replacement will live up to Ka, and I think it probably will. We're going to have to wait and see as time goes on what exactly that replacement will be. We have a pretty good idea. But going to the park during the 2025 season with no tower there is going to be really, really bizarre. And in just a couple days, seeing it come down, definitely going to be an interesting thing to watch. So that's going to about do it for today's drone update from Six Flags Great Adventure. Taking a look at Kingda Ka, which is almost completely gone other than the towers. Just a little bit of track left near the station from the brake run, as well as the supports from the Airtime Hill Green Lantern. You can see quite a bit. It looks like there's actually some mangled yellow. Oh no, the piece of the yellow loop is still there in front of the station. But it looks like there might be some other mangled things in between where Lantern and Ka were. But there's just this lift hill there left for Lantern. Cyborg is essentially completely gone other than its sign and queue. Daredevil Dive has started demolition, and the Skyway station is gone. So they're definitely making quick work of all this demolition. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye, guys.